Thank you so much, Tiphagne, for joining us on the broadcast. Next up, Henri Tiphagne, who's the Executive Director of People's Watch, National Secretary, Human Rights Defenders Alert India, HRDA, joins me. Henri, we always seem to be meeting in some very unfortunate circumstances. Good evening to you. But yet another custodial death, and my colleague Varshini was saying that the police, as always, has parroted the line. There are no external marks of any injuries, although the cops have been suspended. Where do we go from here, Henri?
Well, I'll start, Sudha, if you please, with the last question you were asking, Darshini, and that was, where is the family?
Yeah.
The family is in Kodangiyur police station, inside.
Oh.
So, who has access to the family? Ask Darshini whether they had access to the family this morning, when they had a press meet there. The family was presented before the media and taken inside the police station. How will the truth ever come out?
True.
Anyhow, all that I know, which the media doesn't know, is that Rajashekharan comes from the scheduled caste community. And therefore, this is definitely a case which will attract the provisions of the SC/ST Prevention of Atrocities Act if there has been some negligence on the part of the police. I'm trying to be as fair as possible in this process. The second point I would like to make is, because of people like you, Sudha, and different media colleagues and a host of us from outside, you have seen historically in Tamil Nadu for the first time that a case of alleged custodial death, where the injuries are not known, as yet, that you have the investigation handed over to the CBCID by the DGP the same evening. The same evening, the Commissioner of Police suspends 5 police officers. I am so grieved. There is an inspector, there is a sub-inspector, Sudha, there are 3 head constables. 5 of them, headed by Inspector of Police, have been suspended immediately. Good signs, positive signs. 176(1)A has been registered. Good signs. Now, what has to still come out is the post-mortem report.
Right.
The post-mortem report will give you and me more evidence. And I have demanded already today that the SHRC and the COP should ask for a 3-member team of forensic doctors,
right,
headed by a professor, no assistant and assistant associate professor, headed by a professor. And the report of the postmortem, not like last time in Kilpauk, where they took us for a ride for almost a week. In Stanley, we want them to ensure that this evening, if the postmortem is going on, that we get the postmortem report immediately. And then we will know whether the injuries are there. But as of now, my question is, if this boy was suffering from some BP-related affairs, why was he taken to a private hospital? Why do the police only trust private hospitals in Tamil Nadu? Why do police not trust our own government hospitals in Tamil Nadu? Why do the police not trust the 108 ambulance in Tamil Nadu, where they would be able to give first aid immediately,
right,
which the police station cannot give? This whole story of the police of the outpost and the private hospital reveals that there is more to the story that both you and I don't know today, because evidence is not out. But these are suspicious events that have taken place in between.
Henri, I see a lot of similarity, because even in Vignesh's case, it was said that he had some stomach ailment, he was vomiting, he had convulsions. In this case, it said BP. I mean, my BP will also rise, no, if you take me to a police station. Every time there is a custodial death, they say there is a medical history. I mean, it's pretty much like what doctors do. Oh, you have diabetes and therefore you have this. It seems to be I'm sorry, I mean, I respect to all the doctors, but some of them do say this. So don't you think there is a very weird kind of a similarity, a thread which runs through these cases of custodial deaths?
It's very true, Sudha. I mean, this is very clear. And that is why today I am repeating what the Honorable Chief Justice of the Madras High Court said 3 days ago or 4 days ago, when he was hearing a petition. He said, and I used the chief's word. He said, I would, with respect to custodial deaths, it reflected the madness of the police department. This is not Sudha speaking. This is not Henri Tiphagne speaking. This is the Honorable Chief Justice of the Madras High Court speaking, that there is a madness on the part of the department. And precisely because of this madness that all these events take place. And I'm sure there is more to the story if a fair postmortem takes place, headed by a professor. I've said it should be drawn from 3 different medical college hospitals so that there is no connivance between doctors. And I say this with great respect because there are forensics and there are forensics. And we know different forensics. There are forensic doctors who have done postmortems without even opening the body. So all these are matters which are before the High Court.
But,
So I'm saying with great respect to the good forensic doctors. I know there are very, very honest people in the department.
Of course.
But ensure that it's a collective thing that is taken. This private hospital should go on and let the Commissioner of Police reveal the CCTV footage of the police station.
Right.
If he does not have, then I know the story behind the outpost story.
Yeah, but
the outpost story is only to say that he was beaten there because there is no CCTV camera there.
Right.
We have a CCTV camera only in the police station.
Right.
I'm sorry, the State Human Rights Commission is yet to take the case on Suomoto. We have approached the State Human Rights Commission. We have approached the State Legal Services Authority. And we have also approached the Honorable Chief Justice to take this matter Suomoto. It is important, Sudha. Today, let me tell you with all pain, not a single inspector has been included in the FIR in the case of Vignesh. Not even Mohandas, who gave that 1 lakh rupees. That is sad.
Which is very sad. Absolutely, very well
that
said.
That inspector is scot-free.
Yeah, very, very well said.
That is why we say the High Court has to monitor.
I think it's high time.
High Court has to monitor these investigations.
Henri, it's high
Saravanan,
time.
who is investigating that case, has not accepted the money. The 176 1A magistrate, Metropolitan Magistrate number 2, has refused to accept the money.
Totally.
There
is rot which has set in, and these custodial deaths. I started this conversation by saying I'm not cherry picking on Tamil Nadu, it's my state. But the problem seems to be it is happening with great frequency. Henri, thank you so much. I'm going to come back to you maybe tomorrow, day after, once the post-mortem report is out. Thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast.
You're welcome. You're welcome.